Welcome back to some more Planet Zoo, where we are back in our smallish zoo and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff for you guys today. I'm really excited to get started on this, so let's just cut straight to it, shall we? So today in Planet Zoo, we have a bit of a big plan for our Asia area. At the moment, as you can see, it's dead. There's no one here. No one's coming to visit. No one's crossing the beautiful bridge I made last time. Obviously, people can't use the boat yet, as there's no way to get off any of these. But what can we do to get people over here? I was thinking adding some shops and also adding multiple enclosures. So let's start out with this shopping area here. And at the end of this shopping area, we're going to have a temple, which we're going to build right now. I'm really excited to build this. Let's hope it turns out okay looking. I was so excited, in fact, that I completely messed up the beginning of this time lapse. I accidentally had my settings on wrong, so all you could see was the quarter of my screen, which wasn't very good viewing. So obviously we've started on a bit later, as you can see, and we're going for like this sort of three-tiered temple with like a little bit on the top as well, which is a bit different. I think we had like a bell in the center of it just to make it look nice and fancy, you know. And originally this temple was just going to be a temple. It's just going to be for show, decoration, and then I had an idea. There are Chinese pangolins and they do not require much space. So how about we put some Chinese pangolins in the center of here? So I came up with this idea to have all those glass windows on the bottom floor, and then from there people are going to be able to look in at the Chinese pangolins. I think it should be fine. It shouldn't be too low. People should be able to see. There's plenty of space to put like screens and stuff like that, donation boxes and everything. It's awesome. I'm so excited to start working on that enclosure, because at the moment we're just finishing the temple, and this is by far the biggest thing I've built so far in this zoo. It is absolutely massive, and it took around 2.5 hours or so to finish building. Also, I have noticed the comments saying some of the time lapses are a bit hard to follow. I've tried slowing this one down a bit, so it's a bit longer than I would normally have made. I would have made it a bit shorter than this, but I wish there was like some sort of mod or something where you could do kind of like how I would do a Minecraft time lapse, where I could be out of the perspective and you don't have to see my controls and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I don't think anything like that exists. I'm not sure if it ever will. So for now, we're going to have to stick to doing this sort of time lapse, but I'll try and include maybe fewer time lapses, or if I do time lapses, I'll try and make them slower paced so they're not so quick. I'm going to actually build some shops after this, so maybe let's do that step by step. We'll try it that way for a few of the builds there. But as you can see, I'm adding in some greenery and stuff onto the temple at the front, and I also actually changed the layout slightly. Originally, I only had an entrance at the front and at the back. This is the back one I'm building right now, but I thought, you know what, we could add a few more in than that. So we added one in on each side as well, and I'm not sure what else to put around here. I could add some more like decorations and stuff, maybe some more flowers. We'll think of something, I'm sure, but let's head into the game now, where I will show you how this thing's turned out. So as you can see from the top-down view, this thing is massive. Look at it. It's like the same size as a few enclosures we've got. And it is really our centerpiece in the Asian area. When you come over the bridge, it looks awesome. It's like the biggest thing in the area. I love it. So we've added a few details around it. Made it look all nice and fancy, but not too much, because I feel like if you go too over the top, it can start to look ridiculous. The top has the bell on it and a little fence around the top. Love how that looks. We've got the two entrances here, which look nice. And then inside, this is what it looks like. You've got viewing platforms everywhere for where our Chinese pangolins are going to be, which is in here. And there should be plenty of space for them. I just need to sort of like work out where the door into this place is going to be. I'm not sure if it's going to be possible to add one in underneath this path here, but we'll find out. In fact, screw the restaurants. Let's work through this one together, as I feel like this could be quite a cool enclosure to build. So as I badly worded it earlier, I'm not sure this is going to work. I don't think we're going to be able to put a path underneath this path here. But have no fear, I have an idea. Lower the terrain. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so annoying to build in. Probably to about there, and we'll do it just underneath. And I'm not going to make the entire thing that level. In fact, most of it's going to be the other levels still. Try and like neaten it up a bit later, but let's see we can get this to work. So we don't want to mess up bit outside, which I've kind of just done there. That's working fine. Good. And I have put it on the wrong side. I've just realized the thing's over here. Back to square one. All right, so it swapped sides over to this side. Yep, it looks rubbish at the moment. Ignore it all, okay? So now we need to figure out if we can get this path work in some sort of way, which is not looking hopeful right now. Put tunneling on and then went down from here. this could be viable, because then we can link that up underground and hide it away and it'll look ugly, but that's fine. But let me see if I can put this back in. Oh, wait, no, that's not going to be fine. Look at that. No, that's definitely not fine. Okay, I think I've figured out the perfect route. There's a slight tiny gap here, but over here it's fine. We just have to go down here. It's a bit weird, but we can link it up over here pretty easily. Yes. Thank goodness. All right, let's put this in the wall here. Nice, and then that's linked up. Okay, good, good, good. And then we're going to switch to a null barrier like this. Link them up, and there we go. That should be an enclosure. How big is it? Wow, that's plenty of space. Okay, so that's all sorted. Let's change this into a null barrier, make it look a bit nicer. We'll neaten this up a little bit with stone. There we go, that looks a lot better. Much more discreet. And now we can actually get working on the enclosure itself. Let's start by figuring out how we're gonna make this terrain work, as this is really far down at the moment. We'll smooth this out a little bit, push this down, flatten it out, sort of thing. Chinese pangolins will be able to walk up this. It is quite steep, but I guess we'll find out. It's really hard to see when the grass is all along this. So let's just make this nice and smooth quickly. There we go. I think that's looking pretty good. They should easily be able to walk on that. To extend this down now, that's sorted. Okay, at this point, I normally would buy a couple of these guys. So let's have a look. None available other than for cash, which is a shame because these all have terrible genetics. Wait, I don't have enough storage. Never mind, I can't do that. Why do I not have enough storage? How do I have 36 animals? We're just going to get rid of a load of these baby Aldabra tortoises into here. Are you ready to see the lag when we start running the zoo? Oh, gosh. Oh, a Chinese pangolin's come up for sale. That's actually good. Let's buy it. So we're going to move it into our new habitat, but first we have to connect the path up, obviously. Well, that's ugly, but it's done. And let's get a keeper as well, who shall be called Reese Witherspoon. I just realised, oh, we're just within the power in here. That's good, that's good. There's one female Chinese pangolin as well. Oh, my gosh, not enough space. And now it's sold out. Cool. Okay, and just ignore this. It's the flamingos. Of course it's the flamingos. Oh, and this. Oh my. We're just going to leave the rest of the zoo to do its thing for now. Plenty of space, but we need to set up all the terrain here. So these guys, they love soil and they hate short grass. To an extent. So let's add a buttload of soil in here until they're happy. There we go, everything in the green. And these guys, they love their coverage, which is good for me because I hate the animals. You hate coverage. Temperate and tropical. Let's have a look what we got here. And we'll just do some decorating with these flowers. Kind of limited on like trees because we don't want too many in as they'll be too high. We can put one in over here. That fits quite well. Put another one in here as well, just by the entrance. And let's quickly check that they can wander around this entire thing. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. That's great. And this is like kind of just awkward, this bit of hill here. So I'm going to add some rocks in just to like neaten it up a little bit, make it look a bit more nice. We'll throw some more in around as well. Because this is indoor and they can't climb out, I can actually add some like wisteria in here, which is nice. Never really get to use this stuff normally. It actually looks really pretty. I'm very sporadic with my placements of all this sort of stuff. This side over here is looking nice. Got lots of stuff in it. It's a bit dark. Maybe we should add some lights in. Could we do that? Would that might brighten it up in here? Actually, I think it's just because it's raining outside, so I'm sure it'll brighten up. We'll add a couple on here anyway, just for like decoration purposes. Before we add too much stuff in though, let's make sure we get all the stuff they need. Bedding over here. Place the food bowl on the flat down here and a little water as well. Kind of hate most of this stuff a lot of the time because it's just ugly, but you got to put it in. But that should be plenty to keep them happy. Let's have a look. Where are they? Everything's gone up to green. I think that's good enough. I'm happy with this. One final thing to add in, which is heaters. Won't need too many as this isn't the biggest enclosure. I think these guys are going to be really happy in here. Got lots of cool stuff. Everything they'd ever need. The viewing platform is awesome. Look at this for a view. That's so cool. Even if they're hiding underneath, you can view them from the window on the other wall. Let's get this rain out the way. Watch our frame rate drop to 8 because it's so laggy. And we'll get researching these guys. But there you have it, a brand new enclosure. I'll add some screens on quickly and then we're done. One of my pet peeves with Planet Zoo is you place down these screens and it instantly changes to this mode. I hate it so much. Like, look at that. I have to press H twice to get out of it. It's so annoying. Okay, this is cool. One speaker here covers the entire area that you can view these guys from. Look at that. Oh. That's a thing of beauty. We're not going to click play just yet though, because we're going to get some shops in here as well, and we're going to actually time-lapse this. And because this is going to be quite easy, it shouldn't be like a really sped up time-lapse. Let's get building. So this actually took quite a bit longer than I was expecting, but hopefully it's still pretty easy to follow. As you can see, we're adding in 6 shops in total here. All the food is on your left and all the drinks are on your right, depending on which direction you come in from, of course. And I decided to try out some of these hedges. I've never used them before. I lowered them a little bit so they weren't so tall, and then added in like some nice flowers and like trees and stuff in the center, just to try and make this area look very sort of like neat and tidy, rather than just the sort of normal thing I go for, which is just to place leaves and trees and everything everywhere. But in the center, I did instead place some fences and had like this sort of like rock monument sort of thing with some monkeys on it, and put some of these like greeny mossy things. I don't know what they are, but I put them on it. Looks a bit more overgrown, but I think it fits in nicely with the Asian theme. So one thing I always forget to add are bins and benches, and also donation boxes. I forgot to do that completely for the stuff that I did earlier. And then we got building the buildings, which as you can see here, I made this sort of like wooden decking bit. I'm not sure if people can actually go on that, so I guess we'll find out. They're probably going to walk through that fence there if they can, so it'll look really stupid, but people might not even go on it, you never know. And on this side, which I think is the drink side, I just made 2 separate buildings. One had 2 shops in it, which is this one here I'm building right now, and then later on is actually the last building I built. I built like a little small shop. You can kind of see it to the right just there. I love the Asian roofs, but sometimes I feel like they just look really awkward, so I have to mess around for a long time to try and make them look nice. Plus these just take a lot longer to build than anything else, because I feel like you have to add more decoration on. You have to be quite precise with the decoration, as everything's quite like symmetric and stuff like that. In all the Asian buildings are all like square and stuff. But on the other side, I went for a completely different vibe. I decided to make this sort of like wall, which is going to be surrounding the staff area, and it ended up looking really cool. I've got like these sort of like castle-esque walls going around the outside. I added some toilets in a bit later as well, which you'll see me do, and I sort of incorporated the shops into this sort of wall as well, and it ended up looking really good. I'm very happy with how this turned out. I'm definitely going to expand it a bit further around. I know Asia doesn't really have many castles, but I thought it was a fun idea, so I did it, okay? I also love those signs I've added in there, like the pandas and the red pandas and the Chinese pangolins and stuff. I love the sort of paintings you get in the Asian area. It's really, really cute. And this place is really starting to come along. As you can see, we're adding loads of greenery in here, and we've got this final building, which has sort of a weird experimental roof. So I've added some stuff you didn't see in the time-lapse, such as a little pond here by the entrance, a few statues, some more decoration around the side here. This is the weird looking shop. Looks a bit strange, doesn't it? We've got like some more greenery and stuff here. And then we've got like another little pond at this end as well, making this area look very nice and filled out. Oh, it's looking good. But before we even click play again, we're gonna build another enclosure. And we're going to build this one in this space here. And we're going to build a Komodo dragon enclosure, as was voted for by you guys. So we're going to do another quick time lapse. Let's hope this one turns out okay. So I wanted to continue on the walls, as you can see here, and make it sort of similar to the castle style. I did actually have to change it at one point because I made it a little bit too small when I added in all the barriers, as you will see right now, because these guys need about 600 space, and I think this was like 586 or something, which was annoying, but we managed to up it. I think it's about like 800 or something now, so there's plenty of space for them to roam around in. Use some one-way glass as the barrier along the front, and I actually changed it a little bit and added in a little bit of detail on top of it, but nothing too crazy. And oh boy, we have got quite a lot done this episode. We've added in 2 brand new enclosures, plus all the shops in the Asia area. I'm just praying now that people actually come and look at these blooming animals in this amazing new area I've made. I think we're gonna have to work on the boat next episode and get it up and running. Even if some of the boat places don't actually lead to anywhere, at least we can make it so that the boat from the main section to this section will link up and people can get on that boat, get to here, and it should all be sorted fingers crossed. But as you can see, I'm building a little bit of hard shelter here, which is very cute. I was quite happy with how that turned out, using a different type of roof to the rest of the area, gone for the more orange type, and we're just adding in all the nature and stuff that we need to keep these guys happy. Unfortunately, they had a limit though, so I wasn't able to add too many vines in around the outside, which is a shame, but what can you do, eh? You can't do anything. So I've managed to sort everything out apart from the riverboat that's breaking down in an ATM, and as you can see, there are actually some people here. There's still way more staff than people. We've got a group of 6. Yay! And I've just realised I've added no screens on this entire enclosure. Back in a sec. There we go, that's better. We've added these sort of like weird boards in here, and there's some speakers now, some donation boxes. Pretty cool looking enclosure. Hopefully more people come and look at it. How about you guys? You guys coming over? Yes. Yes, come on guys. Oh my gosh, quite a few people coming over. Look at these guys, look like they're coming over as well. Because I'm pretty sure if people don't start coming over here, we're gonna start, losing money. Oh no. Which is fine, because we've got 2 million, but people are coming over. People are looking at the red pandas. Perfect. People are actually starting to use this area now. Good, good, good. From a top-down view, our Asia area is starting to look good. Obviously, we need to do a bit more decorating around the edge of the main temple. I'm excited to expand it out over this way next time. Get this boat ride sorted out. But for now, I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to leave a like and comment, and vote in the poll on which animal you would like to see next. I'm really excited to continue on this Asia area. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.